Pisces, what is going on? Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. I am Deborah. Woo! This is Purusha Intuitive. Let me pick those up. Okay, well, we'll just put those back in and see if they jump back out. Whew, that was... How are you guys today? I hope you're doing well. Gosh, guys. Abundance. That popped out for Capricorn too. Maybe you're just feeling that good vibe. Oh, it's your season, guys. So happy birthday to anyone who's celebrating this next week. I hope birthday celebrations this month is fabulous for you. You so deserve it with the sun in your sign right now. So this is Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cross Watchers, welcome. I'm going to look at the current energy, the highest and best message that you need to know. All right. These cards are not wanting to shuffle for some reason today. No worries. All right. Okay, fear. So some fears are being triggered, you know. I'm hearing that sometimes this happens, like, when things are good, right? With that abundance card popping out, maybe there's someone you need to forgive. Maybe they provoked one of your fears unintentionally. You know, it's interesting. I mean, I do feel like this is past energy. I feel like this fear is more something that came from before, that kind of embedded itself deep into your being, that maybe you thought you had gotten over, maybe you thought you had moved on, but it still exists, and it's still kind of coming out of the woodwork just to hurt you, and then it goes back in, right? So be really mindful about where this fear is popping up. It's going to bring a lot of freedom when you acknowledge it. So it's about, like, it's around, like, you're having a hard time, like, bringing two ideas. Like, I don't know, like, you're unsettled about something is what I'm hearing internally. Because I don't necessarily feel like this tension is happening in your environment. It might be something someone's saying and you're like, ugh, you know, or kind of, like, put off a little bit is what I'm hearing. And so it's like, triggering that, well, I don't really want to deal with this. Like, this is not my vibe, you know? It's kind of putting up the walls of protection. Maybe some of the stuff that they're talking about is a little, like, too serious, you know? Or you're not 100% trusting of this person is what I'm hearing. But I think there is this level of, like, honoring that, right? Yeah. Recognizing, and when I'm saying honoring that, it's like recognizing we're all different. We all have different ways of communicating, of being, of, you know, connecting with each other. And I feel like this is, I like that for you, Pisces, because it's about your spiritual evolution, your spiritual growth as an individual, as a soul. And I know, like, some people don't really care about that. I'm not, you know, trying to place that on anyone, but legit, I mean, we are spiritual beings, so it's hard to avoid it. Some growth is always evolution, right? I'm hearing this too as, like, something you feel about, you're afraid of something about yourself coming out. Because there is this energy of self-protection. Not really, you know, but it's, like I said, it's coming more out of the fear, the what if, the unknown, versus this is legit, you know. Obviously, someone's provoking this. I think that's legit, 100%. Yeah, but I think there is this element of sitting on it for a minute. Sometimes we do have to, like, reflect back within ourselves. Like, is this truly the person's intention? I don't know. I mean, I think that's a hard one, right? Because, like, it's important to give people grace and the benefit of the doubt. But then we also want to make sure that they're giving us the same, you know? Yeah, so that intuition. I mean, Pisces is a naturally intuitive sign, naturally intuitive energy. And especially with the sun being in Pisces right now, it's amplifying that. So I'm hearing it's almost like everything's getting heightened, right? It's emotions, it's communication, it's the way communication is happening. There's that Two of Wands that I was talking about. That inability to find like balance and harmony in this. What is it? Let's see what you are grappling between. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Like how someone is communicating. Yeah. That's the thing. I feel like you're trying to get someone to understand how things make you feel, and they're not getting it. You know? This definitely could be, well, it's just like you guys are different energies, you know? You might have a lot of similarities, but it's making both of you like very emotional. Where I feel like one of you is trying to authentically say, this is the direction I want to go. These are the things I want. This is what I'm aspiring towards. I don't feel like that conversation went so well. And it's really preying on your fears, especially with that moon energy. That is Piscean energy. And I feel like, I mean, I love this card because it really does speak to, you know, when we're looking more at the mask, the illusion, versus our heart and what we want. And maybe you're even struggling between that, you know. But that's going back to taking this time to really reflect, meditate, journal, get out in nature, do some healing things for yourself, take a bath, you know. Spend some quiet time, right? Like, how often do we get quiet time? To just really be open to receive what you need to hear, the messages that you need to hear, so that the fear and the anxiety isn't playing such a major role. All right, let's see. New love comes in. So this is like dealing, yeah. So this is like dealing with someone who, I feel like the love is there, the connection is there, but the stability, I'm not really sure. You know, maybe a lot of the stability falls on your plate. And there's a lot of clarity around this. Like I was saying, this conversation around who wants what, how they envision the future to be, it feels very different from probably what this other person wants, you know. It doesn't make it a bad thing, you know. I mean, you will know whether or not you guys are completely not on the same page, you know. They might be more of a homebody, family body. With the Ten of Pentacles, it's all about like our home and our legacy and, you know, what we're creating. It's a very family-oriented energy is what I want to say. And maybe that's the piece that you're not taking into account. Maybe you're dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with that sword energy. This is also that element of being like very diplomatic and rational with their approach. Not as much about the feeling energy behind it. I feel like this is a lot of miscommunication. Because I feel like the difference of what you guys want makes one person feel like the better person. So it's become a power struggle is what I'm hearing, right? And it's not specifically true. There is this element of duality in life, right? Where we, you know, I mean, it kind of reminds me, and I was going to say this earlier, like this, well, actually, I think I said it in the last video, but it's like this, like, masculine, feminine dynamic. We need both, right? Not all one or all the other. And we all have difference of dreams and desires and goals. And it's not as much about what those are as it is, can you make it work? Can you find the harmony, the balance, the synergy? And right now it's not happening. And I think what I'm hearing is like the tension, the frustration, it's coming out of a lot of hypotheticals. Talking about the future, which isn't even here, you know? And then creating discord and arguments or conversations that are like awkward and uncomfortable. I mean, you know, I think it's hard for you because I do feel like you feel like you're going to be pouring into this a lot. It's different. It's different than their vibe. Their vibe is a lot more, yeah, there might be some apathy, like a little laziness in it with that Four of Cups. Taking things for granted of a good thing. Not seeing the potential, the other options, just kind of focusing on the ones they know about, they're comfortable with. So I get it. I think it's legit, Pisces, because it's like you are trying to get them to see what you're working towards, right? What you're building towards, that Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, like I said, it's legacy, right? So it's like how we make our money, how we grow our career, our business, our family, how we set money aside, save, the type of home environment that we live in, etc. And that person isn't paying enough attention to those things. It's like, well, it will all work. You know, I'm not wishy-washy because I feel like their answers are practical and make sense. But I also feel like they're not seeing or hearing or understanding what you're saying about it. And that's where the disconnect comes in. Because then you start feeling offended. But this is the thing. And this is the one thing that we often forget about, what I was saying earlier, right? Taking time to take a step back and really listen to what your heart is saying. Are you being defensive? Are you giving them too rough of a time? Because their dreams and goals don't look exactly like yours do. Maybe you're used to people kind of riding on your coattails or wanting the same things you want, etc. But remember, like, differences, they bring diversity, obviously. But like I was thinking about it from that perspective, if it adds so much more beauty and creativity to the mix. You know, if you just had like little carbon copies of you running around, that would get, you know, it'd be nice for a minute, right? Until they started annoying the shit out of you. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so Wands energy. You know, I feel like both of you have to kind of do some internal checking in. You're two different people. You know, like I said, one of you is more of a homebody. One of you is more like slower pace. They like the slower life. That's a safe space for them. And for you, it looks like, you know, you're vibrant. You're out. You're like making things happen, doing the do, you know. Blowing that whistle to get that money. Actually, sorry, I don't know if that's like a bad reference. Probably come back to bite me in the butt. All right. Anything else we need to know about this? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just don't know if you guys, I mean, to me, it just feels like there's a lot of disconnect. You have to find a little balance and harmony in order to make it work. And if you guys can't find compromise, it's going to kind of fall flat, right? Because there is this opportunity for happiness and healing and betterment. But I'm not sure if either of you are really sold on this hook, line, and sinker in order to make it happen. I already feel, Pisces, that there's a bad taste in your mouth about this. You already have your hesitancies, your fears about it. And I feel like what's happening between you two is just continuing to like magnify that. And you're already kind of like, meh. And if you don't see some type of action or something, I feel like you're going to lose interest super quickly. Yeah. I think that they helped you grow and heal. But this many thanks makes me feel like it's just a... I mean, and they might even be saying that to you, a thanks but no thanks, you know, like a stepping stone relationship, regardless of whether it's romantic or not. And Spirit is really saying for you, the missing element is love. You know what I mean? I mean, really, honestly, truly, love is the thing that makes us stick around and work it out with people. You know, we can have great synergy, everything aligns, blah, blah, blah. But if someone doesn't want to work on it, it's like really hard to stick around. That's why, yeah, teamwork. Love is so important to the mixture. And I'm not specifically talking about that like wham, bam, boom, first time I meet him, I'm so in love, blah, blah, blah. You know, that helps. But that can also be coming from a codependent space. We really have to cultivate this love, this appreciation for the other person, what they're doing, the gifts that they have to offer. I think a lot of times this comes from misaligned expectations, right? Like just seeing this person for who they are. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying they don't have their own shit to deal with. 100% they do. I also feel like there's a way to nurture this back into that love and connection you do feel with each other. The conversations, the language being used, that kind of just has to be put in check. So I hope this helped, Pisces. I'm sending so much love and blessing to whatever you're going through. I know these things aren't easy, right? They call us to higher standards. So I hope this helps give a little guidance and insight. I'm always available for personal readings. I love to support in whatever way. If you resonated, definitely big thumbs up. Drop comments below. Let's build and grow the community, guys. Thank you so much. Lots of love and blessings your way.